Alright, what's up everybody? I'm Eric with PillarCollective, joined by Civil Youth, who's sitting on my couch after a huge weekend, opening up for 21 Pilots, Awolnation, and Mutemath at 380 1045 9th birthday show. So guys, how does it feel?
It feels good.
No, like, honestly, how do you guys feel after playing what was probably the biggest show you've done so far?
I said this to, I don't know, I think I said it to Mike, literally right before we played, because I was thinking about it. And besides this show, the biggest show I had played was like a 5K run in high school. Like, I mean, we played some good shows. I mean, like, and, you know, the Chocolate Air shows and stuff, like, a lot of people have been there and stuff, but, like, there was literally a 5K run that I did in high school that was like 500 people were there.
Yeah.
But this was like legitimately 10 times that, so it was pretty crazy.
It's insane.
Yeah. Whoa. We just said it at the same time.
We do that.
I think the biggest Civil Youth show that, like, capacity-wise that was there for, like, Civil Youth and, like, was, like, maybe, like, 600-700 at the Trop. No, I guess it was
like
450. It was, like,
450.
yeah. I completely lied to everybody that's watching this interview.
You had 600 from the post that we just made about Josh Down.
Yeah. So, to have, you know, 400 or 500 and then 4,000 or 5,000 is stupid.
Yeah, I mean, it was a crazy show.
In the
It was a
best
really good
possible
show,
way.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know I saw my very first show at this place at the BB&T Pavilion. It was called the Tweeter Center at the time, but saw my first concert there. Saw many Warped Tours there, many individual shows. So I remember standing in the pit front row for bands and being like, wow, if only I could be on that stage one day. And now I was on that stage.
So cool, man. I mean, you guys killed it. It was a good show.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't even there. I didn't go. I was at home.
I love that.
But no, I thought it was cool because it was just a little over a year ago that you guys played one of the PillarCollective shows that we used to put on way back in the day, last year.
I remember jumping during that show, and you have the metal beams across the basement ceiling. I smacked my head on one of the metal beams during one of the jump parts.
I was so sad when that happened.
That was great. I loved it.
I swung from one of the beams.
That was awesome.
That was cool.
Talk about how they're like, legitimately, even though there were some issues because it's a basement, there was less feedback on your mic in that basement than like
some of the
a
shows.
fourth of the venues across the country.
Yeah.
Like with huge rooms.
No, the PillarCollective shows, they were awesome.
Yeah,
They really were. They it was like a really cool community, and like just really cool music and really cool ideas and like, I mean, I don't know if. I mean, we would definitely still play it for sure, but with using tracks and stuff, it's obviously really difficult to play in a basement with tracks. That's why we don't play many house shows. But like, to be able to play at Pillar and then a year later play at BB&T Pavilion, like the second biggest venue in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no words, honestly.
Like, what?
Except Shrogdor.
Except Shrogdor, yeah. What do you think like the secret is that brought you guys from doing small shows like that? Hot sauce?
Hot sauce.
What kind? What flavor? Where are we at here?
Pearl Harbor.
Pearl Harbor?
Texas Hold'em.
Now, what was the
Grove.
what was the question?
Not like you come from doing shows like the Pillar shows in base, like smaller shows like that, and now you're doing. I mean, even the shows that you play across the country on your tours, they're of the substantial size for a local band.
Mm-hmm.
Like what did you guys do to bring yourself to this point? Is it just hard work? Is it as simple as that, or
Lots
is there
of hot sauce.
lots of hot sauce?
I mean, it's definitely just hard work. You know what I mean? Like, if you write... I hope to think that we write decent songs.
That is the hope, yeah.
But it's just a lot of hard work, and, like, we all had experience in different other bands that, like, you know, we brought to the table in this band, so, like, we kind of knew what we were doing in different aspects, but it's just a bunch of late nights and sacrifices, and one day something just clicks, or just something just happens.
I think it's funny because it's very cliche because like I've even been asked it by friends, family members, stuff like that. They're like, what do you think would be like the main part of the success that you guys have had in the band? And I say it's a very cliche answer, but just getting out and actually playing shows, going to the venues, knowing the venue owners, meeting the promoter of the show, getting to know other local bands within your area, and just being able to not only spread that name but to support each other. And that's kind of like, it's very important to make these connections and to make good ties with the connections and just continue to make them, because if you're not going to keep making connections and keep making friends, then you're in the wrong industry.
Yeah. I think, real quick, speaking off of that, it's like you learn what not to do at small shows, and even if it's from someone else's mistake, you learn like, oh wow, like I don't ever want to do that. Or even if it's watching a band, like I don't ever want to do what they're doing.
Yeah.
And like you kind of learn what you want to do, and I think that way, and then when you can start to play bigger shows, you know, you seem a lot more professional than we might be.
Yeah.
We're very
Yeah.
unprofessional.
It is. 'Cause you guys do come across as really professional, and I think that is part of what. Yeah. But no, see, I mean, you guys, you do come across as for a small time band, like you do have that air about you that's like we've been doing. You seem like you've been doing it a lot longer than you actually have, which I think does help. It helps grow the community that you have grown. I think is really cool.
I think the reason for that part is like what both of them were saying. It's just that like we've been in so many bands with other people for so long that it's like we've been playing shows for a little over a year. The band's literally only existed for
Year and a half.
under 2 years. But like if you add up all of our experience, like we've all been playing for 10 plus years in bands. So it's like we already went through a lot of those like trials and all those mistakes, so to say.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's just like no shortcut. It's just like you just do it.
Just keep at
keep,
it, yeah.
keep doing it.
And the beauty of it too is there isn't just one way of doing it. Like some people maybe do the Warped Tour battle of the bands and they get noticed that way. Maybe someone plays 100 local shows in a year and they get known in their Philadelphia area. Next thing you know, they're getting thrown out there. Like the beauty of the industry is there isn't one set way to get known or to get your name in people's mouths. It's just a push, and everyone can do it differently. So.
And real quick too, I think taking shortcuts. Like, I don't know why. If you were a band and you wanted to take a shortcut, It's like, why are you in a band?
Yeah.
I honestly don't. I can't fathom that. I think it's stupid, and I just don't get it. Because like the whole part of being in a band is, and any art form is to find yourself. And I mean, you're gonna take a shortcut to find yourself?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah, I completely agree. We're talking about the evolution of like you guys as a band and like how you've grown yourselves popularity wise, but also there's a noticeable evolution in your sound from, and obviously you've had lineup changes. Obviously this is the most stable and seems to be the most successful lineup that you've had so far. But there's been a noticeable evolution from like say Disguised in Color onto Who Rescued Who, and even the way that you play some of the Who Rescued Who songs currently live. Just want to talk a little bit about the kind of diversity that you bring into your music, because a lot of it's kind of atypical for like a band. The way you guys present yourselves, it seems like there's stuff in there that you wouldn't expect.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to talk about that a little bit.
This goes back to us playing in so many different bands, because like we all played in just different kinds of genres of music. We all like different kinds of music. We still listen to different kinds of music, so even though like Silver Youth might represent a certain segment in the grand whole existence of all musical things, we like find interest, or we listen to stuff outside of that. So I think we always just like to sort of bring it in. That's more like the live stuff. Like we'll try to add little things here and there, and that's just like developing on other things that we're listening to, but it might not necessarily make sense to put on a record.
I think even from Disguised in Color to Who Rescued Who, I didn't know what I wanted to do in Disguise. Like, I mean, that was the first record, so like, and I was a drummer, so I didn't know what to do. Like, I just wrote songs, and then from Who Rescued Who, I was like, okay, cool, like, this is like the direction I'm going to go. And even from Who Rescued Who to this new record that's coming out in May of 2017, it's almost like, I mean, sure, I've gotten like new inspirations from Evan, and Evan's even starting, because he was a producer on Who Rescued Who, and now since he's like in the band, and like, it's weird because it's like he's still producing, but like he's taking a little bit more on the writing part too.
Yeah.
And then even Dan just came out with this really sick lick the other day at rehearsal that we're gonna blow up into something nice.
I love that.
But it's almost like, since I know what I want to do, I have more confidence. So like if I want to do like a weird Biffy riff
Jenny.
or something, or like whatever it is,
Hubris.
I'm more confident in doing it. I think. I don't know.
I think the beauty of it too is that we aren't like we had ideas of what we wanted to do sort of with the first records, but also with this new one where I feel like we're going to be pretty experimental. We're going to be more bold, more brash, however you want to put it. We're just going to try to do everything.
More like belongs in the trash.
And like, he gets it.
Yeah.
He gets it. Some SpongeBob quotes. We're going to actually just write a SpongeBob record. And, but no, it's... I think it's cool because kind of like what you were touching up on about like our live performance and even how we play some Who Rescued Who things differently. It's cool because I like how we'll get together in a room sometimes and we'll just start putting together different set lists. We'll be like, this isn't working, let's leave. So we won't do anything, no. But we'll start doing stuff and we'll be like, okay, let's make like a cool outro for this, or like, how can we connect these two songs and make this really good, whether it be like a modulation between two songs or like a jam part. It's like, it's almost very in the moment inspiration for a lot of the portions, like whatever is heavily inspiring us at that time. Like I remember when we started doing the outro to how we do the Dark Game right now, which is very like post-rock. I remember we were driving through Arizona and Evan turned on this very ambient post-rock music and we were just listening to it, like doing like random monologues over it, quote unquote. Just like, I can't repeat any of it because it's very censored.
Well, yeah.
But nonetheless, I remember we were getting ready to write that and Evan was like, yo, let's, tons of delay, tons of reverb, let's do all of that, reading diaries over to top it all off. Now it is.
It's funny, I saw this interview with Simon Neil, and he's talking about how, the question was something about their sound, and he was like, yeah, everybody thinks we're this big technical rock band, but at the end of the day, we're just a pop band, we play pop songs.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys are almost like the opposite of that. It's like, some people would think of you as like a pop-centered band, but there's more to it than that.
What's funny, because like, people who hear the record first tend to grasp that.
Yeah.
But a lot of times we'll play live, and especially since like this the way the three of us play together, like I don't know too much about, prior to that, but recently, like every time people are really receptive and they come up and they'll be like, wow, like I really loved how you guys are like, you really like blend like this proggy tech stuff, and I'm like, where did you hear that in the like, I mean, it's cool that people get that because it's totally like stuff that we all love, but like it's definitely not like the center of what this project is. And so it's cool that people can like hear little bits of that, but it's funny how like sometimes they'll gravitate and be like, that's what they hear. But like, again, like you have the fans. But that's what's also great about changing up stuff live, because like for fans that know your songs really well, it keeps them on their toes, it keeps us on our toes, because then like we have to actually like, we have to struggle with the art,
Yeah.
It challenges us to not just like get, complacent with like what we're playing.
I think it's actually, with Who Rescued Who, it was like, really kind of, hopefully catchy songs, but then we had a lot of stuff sprinkled inside of that was like, people who knew Theory would be like, alright. And I think even with this new record, it's like even more extreme, like the songs are even catchier, but the prog element inside the songs are just like even more like weird and
More experimental.
it's weird. It's like it's like the weirdest pop I think you'll ever hear.
I love that.
I don't know.
Which is the name of the new record. Get the weirdest pop you'll ever hear. May something 2017.
It's incredible. So yeah, you kind of just answered my question. So that we could expect to hear more of that stuff in your music.
May of 2017, new record.
Cool.
Weirdest pop.
Where's popular over here?
We're not actually going to play instruments, we're just going to drag rocks on the ground, put reverb
on it.
That's what we're going to do.
That's amazing. Talking about the mashups. The mashups are something that's really popular. It's kind of like something that you guys have made your own.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What kind of like inspires you to do that, and like what is you're coming out with another one? If you want to talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, it was our photographer Dave Lazowski. It was his idea to do it from the start, and like it was a cool idea. That's how I even kind of became friends with him, because I didn't really know him prior to that. And he just had these ideas of mashing up these like hit songs, which isn't anything super new because people do that all the time. But we just like to, create different arrangements of songs we like and stuff that, people who listen to us would listen to. And it's just fun. There's really nothing else to it other than fun.
Cool.
It's really cool too because the inspiration can really hit anywhere. Like we'll be playing a song on acoustic, or we'll be listening to one of the songs on the radio or in the car on our iPods or whatever, and like we'll be singing one part and everyone will be like, yo, check this out, and we'll start singing like another song underneath it with like, whether it be like semi the same melody or like the same rhyme schemes, just whatever it is, and next thing you know we'll be like, oh yeah, that's kind of cool, and then like 5 minutes later we're like, yeah, maybe we can do that, and get some stuff going. No, we'll get Diary of Always and Madness going sooner or later.
Awesome.
The next one is gonna be, it's a Biffy Clyro song and a Paramore song, and it's gonna it'll probably come out late June.
Late June, cool.
As like a way of saying like thank you to everyone who's been really supportive.
I'm excited for that. Speaking of like the summer, the fall, the next couple months, I know you guys are going on tour. What else can we expect? I know you're doing the Weekend Ride shows now.
Yeah.
You're kind of in the middle of that, and you have more tours coming up after that.
Yeah, and all this will be on the Awolnation tour, which is like mid to west coast, and then
Mid coast.
Mid coast tour.
High midfield covered band.
It's a Midwest. It's that Midwest tour.
Oh, you betcha.
And then October is
Behind the Echoes.
Yeah, it's Behind the Echoes. I completely forgot we were calling it that.
You can't know that though. We haven't announced it.
Where are we
So
going then?
what?
That's
That's East Coast.
I
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah.
Maybe to like Chicago or like Missouri or
So
something.
a chance you might hit the road with some friends, but we'll let you know about that.
Yeah.
Cool. I might be there.
That's what it's all about.
But yeah, that's all I got. Silver Youth, they're playing the Voltage Lounge, Philadelphia, for all of our hometown Pillar fans. You guys are playing with The Stolen.
Yeah.
Like Chiavo.
Mike Schiavo. No, The Stolen's awesome. We saw them at the Lizard Lounge when you guys played with them. They were really
they're
cool.
really cool.
Yeah, so where can they get tickets for that?
If you go on the Voltage Lounge's website, I think it's like ticket.
Maybe Ticket Fly.
Ticket Fly.
Ticket Fly or
yeah,
ticket. Yeah.
But July 5th at the Voltage Lounge in Philly. It's like the small stage to the Electric Factory.
Cool.
So just search it and we're there, or just hit us up, and we'll get you some nice tickets. Fresh hot tickets.
Hot off the press.
Get them while they're ice
Get them
cold.
while they're cold.
That's my hate that. That's my hate that.
Incredible. All right.
This is Eric's mouse, by
That's
the
my
way.
mouse. He's playing with it. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you to the youth for driving the hour or whatever it is to get here. It's like.
Oh, we
hour
just drove to
45.
get Rob's.
Yeah. Go buy Rob-ritos.
Do
if
we
you want.
do we get a gas stipend?
Yeah, I gotta go. So yeah, I'm Eric for PillarCollective. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more. Check out Silver Youth.
Bye, guys. We love you.
Max?
Pretty easy.
No,
No,
boys.
back
Boys.
to boys.
Second boys.
Evan, you're gonna
We
get
good?
boys back.
We good?
You're gonna love it. See that?
Everyone ready?
Yeah.
Ooh.
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 on the sock.
Backstage,
Big boy.
Big boy.
Boys with some
Backstage
excitement
BB&T.
right
Ooh.
Oh!
Tyler Joseph needs this. Where is he? I demand him.
there.
Demand him to love this.
The whole tone of the room just changed.
There's something in there for another.
Yeah, Evan.
I'll be alright.
Good, we're good.
Oh, what's going on? Let's move it over this way.
Hold on a second.
We're moving over here.
What's that in there?
Oh my god.
Oh, deep
For
boy.
number two.
Deep
For
boy.
Yeah, you both splitting Evan after this.
No. I'll get my boy till after I perform.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Those were all double except big boy. Oh my god.
I'm into that.
That's nice. Guess someone who was Boys Crack?